Grocery shopping had kind of become one of those things I just didn't look forward to. Prices kept climbing. I'd walk out of the store wondering how I just spent so much for what felt like half a cart. And then a few days later, I'd end up tossing stuff I didn't even get around to using. Wilted greens, stale bread, the stuff that slipped to the back of the fridge. After a while, it stopped feeling like the occasional one-off and started feeling like the norm. And that's what got me looking for a better way to shop. Something that could ease the budget pressure, cut down on waste, and maybe feel a bit more intentional along the way. That's when I came across Misfits Market. It's a grocery delivery service that focuses on food that doesn't make it into regular stores, usually because it's surplus, shaped a little funny, or has a dented box. Still totally good food, just not retail perfect. And I figured, all right, let's see if this actually helps. So in this video, I'll go over how it works, what kind of stuff you get, how the pricing compares, and whether it actually makes a difference in how I shop. So the way it works, Misfits partners with farms and food producers to buy up groceries that stores just won't take. Sometimes it's because there was too much of it, or the shape's just weird, or the packaging has a minor flaw. There's nothing wrong with this food, it just doesn't meet the store's standards. Instead of letting that food go to waste, Misfits buys it, adds it to their weekly marketplace, and sells it to customers for less. It's good for the farms, it's good for the people looking to save a bit, and it's a whole lot better than letting that food end up in a landfill. Every week, you'll see a mix of things: fresh produce, pantry staples, snacks, meat, dairy, and while the selection depends on what's available, it doesn't feel limited. It's not leftovers or scraps, it's just food that didn't check the right boxes for grocery stores. Once you're signed up, shopping works like any other online grocery. They pre-fill your cart based on your preferences, but it's totally customizable. Some weeks I'd clear it out and start from scratch, other times I'd just tweak a few things.
You just have to hit the $30 minimum to check out, which was pretty easy without overbuying.
Behind the scenes, they're sourcing from all kinds of suppliers, sorting and packaging everything, then shipping it out to land on your doorstep. But on the customer side, it just feels simple. You pick delivery day, the box shows up insulated with cold packs. That's it.
After that first quiz, they'll autofill your cart with $35 to $45 worth of groceries based on your preferences, and then you can swap things out however you want.
Some weeks I lean more into produce, other times I stocked up on pantry staples.
As long as you hit the $60 minimum, you're good.
And just a heads up, I've added a link in the description if you want to check out or see what kind of deals they're offering. Usually those don't show up if you go straight to the website, so feel free to take a look if you're curious. Now, one feature I came to appreciate was that auto-filled cart. It wasn't just based on preferences, it also took into account what was in season and what I'd ordered before. It gave me a starting point each week. Now, I'd still adjust it, but it was easier than building a cart from scratch every single order. And if anything ever showed up in rough shape, they made it right. One week my herbs looked a little, and so I contacted support and the refund hit my account the next day. That kind of quick fix makes it easier to stick with it knowing they'll take care of things. But what really sold me is the mission behind it. They're rescuing perfectly good food that would have otherwise gone to waste. Ugly produce, surplus goods, items with small packaging flaws, actually putting these things to use. That means less food rotting in landfills, lower emissions, and farmers getting paid for food that stores wouldn't have taken. So yeah, I was saving a bit, but I also felt like I was supporting something more thoughtful. Now, it's not perfect. The selection can be a little bit thin in certain categories, and I've noticed things like oat milk or snacks sometimes only show up in pricier name brands, and yeah, a few items have cost more than I'd normally pay at the store. But the savings on produce and the fact that I'm wasting less has balanced that whole thing out. I'm actually using what I buy now, which was not the case before. And when I was looking into alternatives, I also tried Imperfect Foods, which has a lot in common with Misfits. They're both built around the same mission, cutting food waste and offering groceries at lower prices. You can skip, pause, cancel anytime, and both have a make it right guarantee if something doesn't show up the way it should. Where Imperfect puts their focus is the unique stuff. They've got bakery items, they use upscaled ingredients in some of their snacks and pantry foods. It adds a bit of variety. It's fun if you like to try new or creative things, but for me, just Misfits has the edge in a few key ways. They focus more on organics, and I found the category range to be a bit broader. Produce, pantry, meat, seafood, snacks, even wine. It felt more aligned with how I actually shop. So overall, Misfits Market ended up doing exactly what I needed. It helped cut down on waste, made grocery shopping a little more thoughtful, and kept things affordable without feeling like a downgrade. I'm not cringing at checkout the way I used to, and I'm not throwing out nearly as much food. And for me, that's kind of the whole point. If you want to check it out for yourself, there's a link in the description. Usually we've got some extra deals running there that don't show up if you go straight to their site. And hopefully you found this helpful. If so, I really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you tried Misfits yourself, feel free to drop your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.